Man, sales is tough. I'm just not cut out to be a salesperson. Have you ever felt that way? Selling doesn't need to be so difficult. My name is Harry Spate. I'm here to serve and to help you succeed. Join me as we discuss sales made easy.
You are engaged with me. Let's have 20 conversations running all the time where this is who I am, this is what I represent. Here's something that I see in your business that I can help you with. Let's have a conversation. If you're converting at that 20%, you'll get 4 people that say, let's have that conversation. And then now you work the rest of your process. So the rest of the process is, here are the things that are broken. Here are the things that I can fix. Here's how long it's going to take me to do it. We set their expectations, right? And here's the outcome that you wanted, right? Here's the thing that you wanted. I can get it for you. Let's start. When do we start? We could have started yesterday, but you didn't return my call.
I hope you're doing well today. We have a great guest. This one is stemming from the state of Michigan, and we are in the middle of April when we are recording, and he is talking snow. So that's why I moved out of the Northeast, but today we have with us Jason Integrity. Yes, that's what he goes by, Jason Integrity, and he is a sales strategist, the owner of Integrity Go, and he is entirely dedicated to leading and change in how the world sells. I so like that message. Jason is an Army veteran, and he has over 20 years of sales experience, and he and I were chatting, what do you want to talk about? And he said, man, let's talk sales. Let's talk sales strategy. And I said, how about anything more specific? And he says, everyone's in sales. So this can relate to a lot of people. So Jason, welcome to the Sales Made Easy podcast, my friend.
Thanks so much, Harry. Happy to be here.
Oh, man, it's great. So talk to me, Jason. Sales strategy. What the heck does that mean?
Well, it's honestly quite simple. Before we can do anything, we have to have a strategy in how we want to operate. Once we understand the outcome that we want, then now let's create the plan. And once the plan is solid, then we execute. It is literally that simple. So a part of the strategy is understanding who we are. What do we represent? How do we connect with people? Who should we be talking to? Who needs our product? And how do we have this conversation? How do we position ourselves to have this conversation? Once we dot the I's and cross the T's, then now we can create a plan of what social media we're going to use, or are we going to direct sell, or are we trying to pull people into a meeting? Once that is understood, then let's go execute. Let's get out here, rinse and repeat, and let's track our numbers and make sure we're getting the outcome that we want.
Oh, nice. So you said something along the lines is understand the outcome that's desired. Mm-hmm. I think we can explore that one a little bit, because a lot of people don't give any thought to the outcome that's desired other than I want to make money or something like that. Right. How can people be a little more specific as far as the desired outcome? What comes to your mind?
Well, you know, we talk about goal setting and all this all the time, but we don't spend a whole lot of time in what that looks like. I'll give you the perfect example.
Okay.
I've been working on my personal health for a while. And originally the goal was just to lose weight. I just want to lose weight. So I wasn't tracking the numbers. I wasn't watching what I was eating. I was working out here and there. And there was really nothing to stick to. Once I decided on a number that I wanted to get to, was 210 pounds. I want to get to 210 pounds. At the time, I was 277.
Wow.
So I'm like, I want to get to 210, and then that'll be a good weight for me. And then I can start being more engaged on the fitness side. And I can do the fun stuff now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I got back issues. I'm ex-Army. Knees are shot. And so now you can't get out there and just run 40 miles a day because your body won't let you. So now let me create a strategy to where I can build my body up, and then I can really get into the weight loss, and I can really do the things that I want to do. So I had to create the strategy first of setting a goal of, I want to get to 210 pounds. Okay, now what can I do? Because I can't run right? And I can't go lift weights and I can't do all of this stuff. So no point in getting this gym membership. So let me start where I can win. So the outcome in the beginning was just being able to move. So it's like you do the yoga and you stretch and you're doing all of these things. And it's like, okay, now I can move a little bit. So now instead of lifting weights, I got into push-ups, and I couldn't do 3 push-ups at first.
Wow.
So let me do the assisted push-ups on my knees, and I did like 6 of those, and then I built up to 10 and 20. Then it's like, okay, now let me do regular push-ups. And now once you start hitting these benchmarks, now you're on your way to getting to that ultimate goal. So it applies for everything, for business too. I hit my 210 too. I hit my 210.
Yeah, you look like you're fit and trim, man. Congratulations. When I said wow at 277, you're either very small on video or you are much bigger than you are the way you appear today.
I got a smaller camera.
It's a smaller, thinner camera.
Right, thin video. I hit my goal last week, and it took a while. So a lot of the stuff is mindset. A lot of stuff is accepting where you are. A lot of it is understanding that it's not going to happen tomorrow. So the same thought process, the same mindset applies to your business. What are we trying to do? Okay, we want to get a bunch of clients. Do we need a bunch of clients? How many clients do we actually need?
Oh,
for most businesses, especially if you're a coach or a consultant, you only need like 15 or 20 steady clients. So you don't need 1 million followers. You don't need to be on Instagram every day. You don't need to be on social media trying to get likes. You need to be making connection with people. So if you need 15 clients, or let's say 20 for easy math, then what is your conversion rate? So if you talk to 5 people, do you get a client? Do you talk to 10 people, do you get a client, right? So if you need 20 clients, and then you might have to talk to 100, 200 people in order for that to happen, just based on simple math of converting, and then if it's 200, then that's a 10% conversion rate, so then rinse and repeat and keep going. So now that we know how many clients that we need, now let's work on who do we want as clients. We can't serve everybody. There's not enough time today to help everybody. So let's help the people who need us the most. Who needs me? Who needs us right now? And then you work that process. Okay, so who do I enjoy working with? What type of companies do I know the most about? How can I have an engaging conversation where I know a lot about this particular industry? So now this changes and skews your conversation. So now you're talking to the people who not only need you, but you have a express knowledge of their industry. And then now we start working on core values and character stuff, so that, hey, you believe what I believe, you like the kind of things that I like, and then now we can have very, very genuine conversations, and you're not out here pitching and hoping somebody says, hey, I need that.
Right. Yeah, I'm liking it. So you mentioned, like with a coach, it might be 20, it might be 10, depends on what the rates are. What about people who are, they're not really thinking like that, and they're thinking maybe they have some kind of commodity that they're selling something. Should they be going through the same process as to how many sales they need? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's the same process. So and the what you're charging affects the thought process, right? So for a coach, if you're charging 500 to 5,000 per month, then you don't need as many clients. But if you have a product and the product is $5.99, like, hey, we got to move a lot of these. so who needs them first, and how do we consistently get in front of these people to say our product is dope, you're going to love it, it solves this problem, and now based on how we go about doing our business, you should buy from us more than the other guy. I like selling against like corporate, so you don't have to buy, if let's say we created a ketchup, and we're going against Heinz. Everybody uses Heinz ketchup, right? So now we can't just say our ketchup is better than Heinz, because who's going to believe it? Everybody uses Heinz. So we have to have a conversation from a different perspective and position ourselves of our ketchup is not made in a factory. We make the ketchup, and we use these particular ingredients. And then when you taste it, the quality is this. So now it's like, oh, taste it and you tell me if it's better than Heinz. So now you position it in a different way. to get the attention, at least give yourself a chance. So now we need to do that 10,000, 20,000 times.
Right. That's all.
So that's where social media comes in, and then that's where the strategic ads come in. It's starting to get warm, and then now we can place it for the holidays. Opening day was just here, and so let's position our catch up with baseball, and then now that natural association will get made. So it's things that you can do to get your product in the right light and position the right way, so that people will at least give you a shot. Now that you got the shot, let's see who really goes for it. All right, now, okay, we have a group of people who are buying it. What do they look like? Where are they? Right. You might sell more ketchup in Florida than you do in New York. Don't worry about why. Just go sell more ketchup in Florida.
Right.
So now it's still more of the same process, though, in understanding who you're talking to and how to have that conversation.
Yeah, love it. So I was talking to someone in the recent past, and they wanted to sell jeans online. And the first question I asked was, how many pairs of jeans do you need to sell to make a living? Mm-hmm. And the person says, I didn't even think about that. I just wanted to sell jeans. I said, okay, so let's figure it out. Mm-hmm. What do you want to charge for the jeans? What's the next thing, right? So she threw out a number, and then at $50 per pair of jeans, well, you need to sell 20 pairs to get to $1,000. Mm-hmm. And I said, if you want to make $20,000, which not a lot of people are going to live on $20,000, right? Then you need to sell 20 times 20, which is 400. And then how much do the jeans cost? And she just got so frustrated that I was asking these questions. She said, I didn't think of any of this.
Yeah. And that's why they come to us. That's why you need extra.
Right. Well, I mean, so imagine you're going to start a business, spend the money on a website, right? And go through e-commerce. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the day, you're going to say, look, I need to sell, 2,000 pairs of jeans or whatever the number is to make the living I want. And the reality is, is that even possible?
Right. And that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Especially now you have to manufacturing costs. You have to factor in credit card processing. You have to factor in the basic costs of doing business. Do we have any overhead, or are we drop shipping? How much does it cost for us to ship out a pair of jeans? You have to add all of that stuff into it. So if you say we got 20,000, we sold 20,000 pairs of jeans, well, how much do you make on each pair? Like $7.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So now we got to bump up the price, but you've already marketed it at that $50. So now you have to completely rebrand yourself, to make a profit. But we can plot that. That's all a part of the strategy in the beginning. Let's make sure that we're charging the right price. And then let's look at the market in general. So for a high quality pair of jeans, what are they going for? Right. Are we comparing ourselves to Levi's, or are we comparing ourselves to Supreme? So what's comparable in our range for the quality of product that we produce? And then we brand it accordingly. So all of that is a part of the strategy before we even go to market. Let's make sure that we understand that we're getting out of what we wanted, as opposed to let's seeing how it goes, and then now you're already under the gun because you have orders in and you're not making a profit on these orders.
Yeah, absolutely. So then you have the other extreme that I like what you mentioned too, is that you may not need to build this gigantic tribe on social media. Mm-hmm. So let's talk a bit about that, because clearly some people are doing that and they're not giving a lot of thought as to what is really needed. So how can we help those types?
Yeah, I blame the techs for this, because they look at everything in numbers, and they'll say, if we can reach 1 million people, and if we got a 2% conversion rate, then we can make X profit, right? And it's like, 2% conversion. So what about that other 98% that's not buying from us? You know, so it's a big way. So if you have 1 million people, man, well, why you're only getting 2% of that? Why are we wasting the time and the energy to talk to people who don't care about what we're trying to do? So if we can reach 100 people and 98 of them buy something, we're killing it. We're killing it. You know, and it's a lot easier to reach 100 people. We can reach 100 people today.
Right.
Right. And we can start this conversation. And more importantly, when it comes to your conversion rate, you know, how many people do we need to talk to get this client, to get a customer? You know, what's the acquisition cost of a customer? You know, because especially if you're running a bunch of ads, so you're spending, you know, $300, $400 a day on ads, and you get a customer. All right, well, how much is that? What's the lifetime value of that customer? So if the lifetime value of the customer is $300, you're not winning. You're barely breaking even, right?
Right.
So we have to look at it accordingly. So if we can do it organically through social media and content marketing and posting the right way, and having engaging conversations, that doesn't cost that much, you know, especially if you're doing a lot of it yourself. So now when you get a client, whatever goes into managing that relationship is the only cost now. So it's more profitable in the very beginning. So once you get that part understood and you can work it consistently, now we can talk about scaling it. So before you even run an ad, you know, can we sell it on our own? Can we go out here and get clients? Can I go on LinkedIn or Alignable and get a client? Can I go to a networking event and get a client? And if you cannot, then we need to talk about this strategy some more. How are you having these conversations and how are you positioning yourself? Because everywhere you go, somebody needs you, especially if you're a coach, especially if you have a level of expertise, because you're going to have conversations with people and you've probably been doing it for years, which what made you turn into a coach, right? You've been having these conversations for years where you've been providing solutions to problems. So when you go to a networking event, there's a whole bunch of people there with that problem. Now, can you identify it just from a regular conversation? And then can you give enough of your personality for a person to go, I like you? You know, Jim Rohn, people buy from who they like, know, and trust, right? So you have to be yourself throughout that process. You have to be authentic throughout that process so that people can say, oh yeah, you're a good guy. Let's continue this conversation. I like talking to you. You're a great listener. How did you remember that? Oh yeah, let's keep this going. So if you can remember the regular conversation, then I know that you can help me with this problem. And then now you continue on. So let's start small and let's start making a little bit of money. And it's like, oh yeah, this works. And then you run people through your process. You know, whether you're a coach or whether you're selling a product, order it. They've placed their order. You know, we've taken the order, we have the product, we shipped it out to them. They left a review. Sweet. Rinse and repeat, and let's keep going. So whatever it is, you know, you still have to maintain this relationship. You still have to build the trust. You still have to show your expertise throughout this conversation. So as long as you're doing these things, now you're going to get a level of growth that's sustainable. And then you're going to get better at it. You get smoother at it. And then now ideas pop into your mind, and then you won't have to prepare so much in the beginning. You can kind of just show up like, oh, I'm ready. You know, once you're there, then now, you know, let's run a couple of ads and see what happens. Let's create some more products. Let's create a digital product, an online course or something, or ebook that somebody can download. And then let's put that same energy into that. So now you have more streams of income coming in, and now we can scale that too. But far too often, we talk marketing and sales, and we want to jump out there and tell people how great we are, and nobody cares. So how do we make
darn care? Sure. Yeah. So, wow, Jason, lots of different directions. Thank you for that jam-packed response there. All right. So let's see. Nobody cares. I like the Jim Rohn comment, and so let's go with something that comes to mind is I was speaking to an individual one time, and they had a beautiful website, fully engaged on social media, podcasting, doing tons of stuff. I asked, how many clients do you need? How many would you need to make a good, comfortable living?
Hmm.
4 was the response.
Okay.
Okay? I'm willing to bet the 4 were right under his nose. Because
Absolutely.
what you said is that if you're a coach, right, if you have expertise, I mean, if you have expertise, unless you're, I mean, if you have something to do with business, your expertise is needed by a lot of people. So, do you want to talk to that a little bit? Because you said it's right there, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We overlook a lot of stuff because we're ambitious and we're trying to grow. But you have to look at what's in front of you first, right? So a great example of it is LinkedIn, right? So we're all on LinkedIn and we're connecting with people, and but okay, you got 5,000 connections on LinkedIn. How often are you engaging with these people? Of the people that you're connected with, have you gone through this list and looked for your ideal customer? Okay, who are the people on my list that I'm already connected to that I can have a real genuine conversation with, where or I can go through and look at their website and look at what they're doing and say, I can fix this, I can change that. So now, as you have this conversation with them, you can say, hey, listen, I was looking at your website and there's a couple problems in there. I got a couple of suggestions. Let's jump on a call and let's talk about it. Or you can, as you're talking to these people, introduce yourself. Don't just pitch a product. Hey, I'm Jason. How you doing? We've been connected for a while, and I want to get to know you a little bit. I think my skill set can help you. Or you lead with your core value. So integrity is my number one core value. I use it as my name. It's the name of my company, and usually that's where I start. Integrity is my number one core value. Well, before we have a conversation, I am going to do everything that I say I'm going to do. I'm going to be where I say I'm going to be. If I tell you I can do it, I can do it. If there is something great about your business, I'll let you know. If there is something bad, I'm going to tell you. More importantly, I'm going to hold you accountable, and I'm going to hold myself accountable so that we win. Okay, let's talk more about what you got going on. That's a great start, right? So these things separate you from everybody else. So if you're not having these type of conversations with the people that you're already connected with, then what's the point in getting more connections and more followers and more likes? Let's look at, if he only needs 4 people, you should be able to reach. Let's do. Let's say he only has a 20% conversion rate, right? So you should be having you want 4 people, then let's get 20 people out there that you are engaged with. Let's have 20 conversations running all the time where this is who I am, this is what I represent. Here's something that I see in your business that I can help you with. Let's have a conversation. If you're converting at that 20%, you'll get 4 people that say, let's have that conversation. And then now you work the rest of your process. So the rest of the process is, here are the things that are broken. Here are the things that I can fix. Here's how long it's going to take me to do it. You set their expectations, right? And here's the outcome that you wanted, right? Here's the thing that you wanted. I can get it for you. Mm-hmm. Let's start. When do we start? We could have started yesterday, but you didn't return my call. So you add pieces of your personality to it. You show your expertise, and now this is a real conversation instead of you just pitching a product.
Yeah, beautiful. Do you find that people you speak to are a little bit hesitant in having these conversations?
Not when they see that you know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. So if you show your expertise, they're like, yeah, tell me, show me. And that kind of stems from the questions that you ask. Smart people ask smart questions. So if you're asking very fundamental stuff about, so what social media are you on? You could have done 3 clicks and found that out, right? So you didn't do any research about them. They don't feel like you care, but when you say, well, you got, 5,000 followers, what's your outreach like? Who are you talking to? How do you position yourself? And they don't know because they're not marketing people. So let me show you ways where we can fix these things. So now we can track what's happening. So now we can mathematically say, you sent out X number of emails, you sent out X number of connection requests. Here's how many people said yes. Okay, now that you've done that, let's move them to the next step. And then now we kind of look at this entire customer journey. But people are only resistant if you push too hard when they're not ready for you to push, right? Or if you don't know what you're talking about. So you get the we all get it on LinkedIn. You get this 4-paragraph introduction. I'm not reading that. Who are you? Right? Just say hi to me. Hey, how's it going? Let's connect, and then we can kind of go from there. At least give me the opportunity to feel like it's a real person talking to me, and then we can engage. But so many people just try to sell it all up front. I'm selling here's everything that I got. Please buy it.
Right.
That's not going to move that way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at the point now where I really want people to follow me. I'm just so skeptical of anyone asking to connect, unless they're someone that's clearly going to provide value. But if I see digital marketing that wants to connect, it is almost 100%. Are you getting enough leads? As soon as I accept yes, are you getting enough leads?
Yeah.
Or how's business going? So like 2 minutes ago, I had no idea who you were. And now you're going to ask me how my business is going, like I'm going to talk to a complete stranger and give some kind of honest answer that you're going to. It's not going to happen, right? Especially if you have dozens of people that you've been networking with that do the same thing. Why would you let go of those people and talk to someone brand new because you accepted a connection?
In the middle of the conversation, we're not even starting at the beginning. You're jumping right to the middle of it. I got a request from a financial advisor, and it was the connection request, and it's like you click yes, and the first thing that they said was, "Let's set a meeting to talk about your portfolio." My entire right now, you want to know the whole thing, just in the beginning, like man, that's asking a lot. Yeah. You're a stranger.
That's right. Do I get a little love at first, right? Maybe offer me a beverage, something.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's all right. But the same happens to physically networking, right? Mm-hmm. Where people will come up to you, say, "This is what I do," and then give you a pitch. What's your feeling about that?
It's ridiculous. Like nobody is in the market 100% of the time. When especially at a networking thing, because everybody there is selling something. Everybody there is trying to get a feel and see what's going on. And nobody at a networking event is there looking, hey, listen, I'm looking to spend like 10 grand. So who's here? How are we going to do this? Right? Who can I give my money to today? So at a networking event, it is, you're not there to sell anything. Who can I connect with to where I can help their customers? And if you're thinking that way, then everybody there, you should be having a real conversation with, so, and then now you're listening and say, okay, I have a client list. Who here can help my clients? And if that's your agenda and going to it, if that's the outcome that you want to go into a networking event, now, as you start to have these conversations, because like, I know a guy that needs you. I know somebody who needs this. Yep, I was talking to a client the other day. They were having problems with that, and now I still have to vet you because I can't just send you to my clients. You got to prove that you're a real person and that you're going to actually do all of this great stuff that you say. So I'm not doing that until we have a few real conversations. So everything still starts there. Just introduce yourself. Here's who I am. Here's what I represent. Here's what I stand for. Here's a reason that you should be my friend. Let's start there.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just made you made a lot of great valid points. One in particular is this: why would I give you a referral if I really don't know who you are yet? Mm-hmm. Right? What is the risk of that? Of giving a referral to somebody and say, I know this guy, Harry. He's a great guy because you and I had one conversation or two conversations. I'm going to give you're someone I know, someone I do business with. I'm going to give him Harry's name, and you really don't know how I do things. So what's the risk to you?
It's catastrophic. You know, you ever watch like the old mafia movies, right? And they bring a guy into the organization, and then they find out that that guy was a rat.
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
brought him in here? How did he
yes,
get
that's
this
right.
far?
Yes,
Right? That's the first thing they find. Oh,
yeah.
Jason brought him in here. Come on over here. We got to go take a long drive. You know?
We're gonna take you get the front seat. Surprisingly,
Right. Right. So we have to realize what's at stake for everybody involved, right? So this is not a thing to where, okay, we brought a guy, I recommended somebody and you spent, $10 with them. Okay, no big deal. But what if you spent 10,000, 50,000 with somebody and we didn't get the outcome that we wanted? Now that's damaging to their business because now they have to recover from that. And if that person was supposed to provide a solution, then it's tenfold now, because now not only do I have to recover from the money that I lost, but I still don't have a way to do that because that guy was supposed to help me with, so it's bad. So then now I'm the one who recommended him. Now you're looking at me crazy. So my reputation is now ruined. And anytime I recommend anything else, not even another person, but here's what I think you should do with your business. Nah, you was wrong, really wrong about that one guy. So how do I know you know anything about this other stuff too? Are you just as shady as the other guy? And now you carry that on for the remainder of that relationship. Now you're trying to recover and restore your reputation. So it can be very bad.
it can be. I mean, it can. I mean, most of us don't think about it, but the person is nice enough. We're developing some trust,
Mm-hmm.
but we're really not understanding how they do business, right? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, unless we're doing business with them, we don't really understand it. We're hearing one side of the story. We're not hearing from the clients. We're hearing from the person that does whatever it is they do.
Yeah.
So take an example. I mean, pick it. It could be an electrician. It could be a plumber. It could be a house painter. It could be a financial planner, right? It goes across the board, and the person can be super nice, but their idea of being responsive to a phone call is, I'll call you back within a day. Well, you may have trained your clients that you're going to call back within an hour, maybe 2 hours, but it's not a day.
Mm-hmm.
So just that simple, right? An email, right? An email, someone might say, well, I'm going to respond within a couple of hours, someone else within a day. It's just not the same.
Mm-hmm.
So we think, well, because the person's nice, they're likable, we give them qualities and traits like we have, right? So we can say things like, well, the person must eat with manners. They must return phone calls like any normal person within a couple of hours, especially if they want the business. They're going to respond to emails the same day, right? We're going to say all of that and just assume generally.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens once we give that referral? We hear from our client and they say, this person's not like you. And man, does that sink our hearts into our gut,
Worst feeling
right?
ever.
And then we're calling the person and like, bro, dude, right? You need to step up your game. And they say, well, I've done it. Your person they're demanding too much,
Yeah.
right? So then what do we have?
Yeah. A mess.
A mess, right? So when people say they're not getting enough referrals, well, you're not showing what you do well enough for people to feel the trust in giving you a referral. You could be great, but you may not be Jason Integrity great, right? Because Jason Integrity is great definition is different than maybe Harry Spate's great definition, right?
Yeah.
What's your thought on all of that? I know I was long-winded, but what's your thought?
No. I love it. It's an excellent point. The one of the biggest mistakes that we make is assuming that everybody thinks like we think. And are you familiar with like love languages, right?
Yeah, the 5 love languages.
Yeah.
Yes,
So it's
great
the
book.
same. It's the same thing. So my love languages are acts of service, physical touch, are the top two, right? So I do things for my family all the time. Oh, don't worry about that. I got it for you. I take care of that. And it translates into my clients. So where it's like, oh no, I'll just do it. You don't. I'm not billing you for that. I'm just going to knock that out. You've been a client for like 3 years, so I'm not billing you for everything. So I'll take care of that for you. Or if I'm looking at their website or whatever, and I'm always engaged with what they have going on. Hey, I saw this post that you put up. You should have put the link to the website on there. Go back and change that. That's what some people would call above and beyond, but that's just part of my love language. So I love my clients. My clients are family. So I'm looking out for you the way that I want you to look out for me. So I'm engaged that way. I want you to win, because if you win, I win. We get all this marketing and stuff together. People say, man, how did you do all of that? Well, I got a coach. And it's like, yeah. So we all win from that. So that's my attitude. So with my clients, I'm hands-on with my clients. When I see them, I hug them. If I'm near you, I'm going to touch you on the shoulder or something while we're talking. That's just how I am. Those are my love languages. So when we talk about that, usually on a relationship side, but business relationships are the same thing, so yeah, it's still a level of love. It's still energy, right? So you want to keep that good energy going, and you want to transfer it and make sure everything is running the way that it's supposed to, because at the end of the day, we're supposed to win this. We want a level of success. There's an outcome that we were expecting, and we got to get to it. So if they know that I'm here with you, so I'm not just giving you some stuff and be like, all right, good luck. I'm like, no, we got to get this. So remember, you said you were going to post 3 times a week. Where are they? So how do we get to the next step if you're not doing the first step? So, and it's like, Jason, we're not even working together no more. We still working together.
Oh my goodness.
So so the love languages transfer, and so you can't expect everybody to love the way that you love, but you need to understand how they move and how they love and how they do business and how they take care of their clients and what's their customer service like. Because if they serve similar to you, then it's a good fit. But if their level of customer service isn't yours, everybody loses.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think this is even addressed that much in networking?
No, I don't think it's addressed at all.
Yeah.
That's why everybody put on their best suit and have a pocket full of business cards.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure we stumbled across it, but I mean, it's just this idea is really building trust. And you cannot do that when you're meeting someone for a few minutes at a networking event. You see him at an event, you see him on a Zoom. It could be a good guy, nice lady, doesn't mean all the things that we spoke about. So having these conversations and understanding how they do business could only help, right? What's your thought?
Absolutely. So personally, I even have it on my alignable profile, right? I just want to connect with good energy. Let's start there. Let's have a conversation, and it feels good having a conversation. Let's start there, because if it doesn't feel right, then why are we continuing? If it's something about me that puts you off, then why continue? So let's start off with good energy, and let's both feel that vibe. All right, this feels good. Now as we get into what you do and what I do, hey, it's kind of we're compatible in this way. Actually, I have some insight in an area that you don't. So, and a bunch of stuff that I don't know. So let's continue these conversations and let's start growing. Let's fill in these gaps. So then now, as you're doing that, then it's like, wait a minute, I need you as a coach for this particular thing, or I need this service that you do. And who else would you go to? Because we've been working on a relationship already. So if we start there, we start with just good energy. Let's have a conversation. Let's see. You're not going to ever have a good conversation between a Dallas fan and a Philly fan, right? It's just never going to work. Just let it go. It's not going to work. Who's your football team? Cowboys. I like Philly. It's just never gonna work.
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
Let it go right in the beginning.
Lose early. Lose
Right.
early. Oh, that's beautiful. Jason, I love what you just said. We could go on for hours on
Oh,
just the
absolutely.
good energy topic, and I think that's why I'm enjoying the conversation so much. So, quick thought on Alignable, because we're in the middle of April 2022. I personally have not even sniffed Alignable in the past few years because I just thought it was a waste of time. You're telling me differently, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's your
That was
thought about Alignable now?
there was a time where Alignable was pretty terrible, and it's early stages. They were working the bugs out or whatever. But currently, as far as networking, I think that's the next biggest thing. You know, it should be fast approaching LinkedIn just because of the level of engagement and the techs haven't got a hold of it and injected a bunch of bots yet. So you're actually talking to people, you
Wow.
know. And then all of the search options are there. There are various groups for whatever industry that you're in where you can have real conversations, you know. And that's where you win, where you can let your personality shine, you can let your expertise shine, and then there are within it that they give you the opportunity to answer questions. So you can ask questions about it. Somebody put up a post like, should I even be doing email marketing? And then I'll jump in and chime in with my level of knowledge. Like, you know, and then they always comparing email marketing to social media stuff. And I always tell them, like, they're just tools, pick the right tool for the right job and then it'll work. Don't sit there and you're trying to hammer in a screw. It's not, I don't care how hard you hit it. It's just not going to go the right way. So Alightable is very good for that. And then you get to reach a lot of people nationally at the same time. So, and then in your market, you can pick certain cities that are close to you and that you want to focus on. So if you are a roofer, then you can pick the areas that you work in, and then you can start having these conversations. It's very nice. I'm liking it a lot.
I love it, man, dude. You're just spouting the wisdom, great energy. I mean, you talked strategy in the beginning. I think we hit some good strategy here, and it's been a real blast. So, for more Jason Integrity, where can people find you, my man?
I am on everything. You Facebook, whatever. Just search Jason Integrity. I'm there. Or search Integrity Go and the company will come up. But I'm on everything. I'm on everything that you want.
All right. Jason Integrity, this has been a real blast, man. Your smile alone lights up the room. And yeah, people definitely benefit by having a conversation with you. I know I have. So hopefully this will draw some more towards you. And hey, if you're not on Alignable, Jason says get on Alignable for crying out loud. So
Yes,
let's do it.
yes.
I'm going to. So thank you, Jason. This has been a real blast, man.
Thanks so much, Harry. I appreciate it.
All right, bud. Man, sales is tough. I'm just not cut out to be a salesperson. Have you ever felt that way? Selling doesn't need to be so difficult. My name is Harry Spate. I'm here to serve and to help you succeed. Join me as we discuss sales made easy.